Jerusalem felt different that day. The streets, usually filled with merchants and laughter, were lined with silence. Faces weren't joyful. They were anxious, burdened, confused. Crowds were gathering, not for celebration, but to witness something deeply unsettling. Love was about to be crucified. Samuel walked among them, slowly and heavily, heart pounding with every step. He didn't know what exactly would happen, but something inside him said, "Today, nothing will ever be the same again." "What crime did he commit?" an old man whispered nearby. "He healed the sick, opened blind eyes, forgave sinners." What crime did he commit? Samuel's chest tightened. Yes, he had forgiven me too, on the day I thought I was beyond saving. That moment when Samuel fell at his feet, drowning in guilt and shame, and Jesus looked into his soul and simply said, "You are forgiven. Go and sin no more." The road to Golgotha. Then came the murmurs. People began shifting, soldiers shouted, and a hush fell as the figure appeared, wounded, bleeding, crowned with thorns, dragging a wooden cross through the dusty streets. Jesus. Samuel froze, his eyes locked onto the man he had once listened to in a quiet village, the man who spoke of love as if it were the air we breathe. But today, that same man's face bore bruises, sweat, and pain, and yet, in his eyes, still, unshakable peace. In a brief second, Jesus looked up, and their eyes met. That look pierced through Samuel's soul. It was as if Jesus saw everything, his past, his shame, his struggle, and still loved him. Atop the hill of the skull, Jesus reached Golgotha, the place of the skull. Soldiers raised the cross. Nails tore through his hands and feet, not just into wood, but into the very weight of mankind's sin. Samuel stood, trembling. Every hammer strike echoed in his chest. "That should have been me," he whispered, "and yet he chose this. Father, forgive them." Then came those words, the ones that changed everything. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Samuel broke. He fell to his knees. "But I do know what I did, and still you forgive me?" Tears flowed freely now. This wasn't just blood being shed, it was mercy pouring down. Darkness and a promise. At noon, the sun vanished. Darkness fell across the land, and then, with one final breath, Jesus cried out, "It is finished." The earth shook. But within Samuel, something else moved. His heart began to beat differently. The weight of years of guilt gone. The shame of sin washed away. He had come to see a crucifixion. But what he witnessed was a rebirth, the shadow that brought light. From that day forward, Samuel was not the same man. He lived no longer for himself, but for others, for the poor, the forgotten, the broken, just like he had once been. He didn't just remember the cross, he carried it in his heart. In the shadow of that cross, he had found the light. He didn't just remember the cross, he carried it in his heart. In the shadow of that cross, he had found the light.